Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 14 of Future, and this one is titled Birthday Boy. Kaminari glanced over his shoulder. It was Kairi. He stopped and turned around. Don't worry about it, he said dismissively. I don't belong there anyway. I don't have a kid. Yeah, well, neither do I, she said, crossing her arms. You can't just let her run her mouth like that and still get away. She'll get a rap over the knuckles and that's about it. She's won, if you walk away. Why do you even care? He said with a soft snort. I don't care about you, Kairi snorted. What I do care about is that the cheaters get what they deserve. What does she deserve? Kaminari asked, curious now because what Kairi would say next would give him a fair idea of perhaps her past. She seemed quite passionate about this subject. She deserves to be called out. Her husband should know what a lousy, low-life scumbag she is. She deserves to lose all her friends and be kicked out of the mothers group. Kairi spat vehemently, tears welling in her eyes. Kaminari could see that he had hit a raw nerve. Hey, he said softly. I'm sorry. Kairi turned around sharply. Shut up, you don't care, she snapped before running back to the building. Kaminari was torn. Did he chase her or let her go? Should he follow her advice and go back in there and not let that mother win this situation? He sighed. Baby! Where the hell's Hocky? Bakugou's voice rang out through the house. Language! Came the reply. He loves playing hide and seek. Check behind the lounge. It was Chisuki, Bakugou's first birthday today, and Bakugou and his wife were preparing for a small, at-home party. Everything was going smoothly as far as food prep and decorating went, but little Hocky was in a mischievous mood and kept disappearing right when Bakugou was trying to put him in his party outfit. Hocky! Bakugou called in his best growly sing-song voice. He heard a giggle from behind the curtains and marched over and flung them back. There was little Hocky, giggling softly as he was exposed. Get over here, you little bundle of mischief, Bakugou growled, trying to sound as angry as possible, but failing. How could he be angry at that little face? Chisuki's eyes flicked across Bakugou's face before he turned and dropped down, crawling out of his father's reach. No! Bakugou shouted. Get back here! I need to change you! Chisuki was gone again in an instant and was weaving his way behind the lounges as Bakugou lunged across the top backboards trying to reach him and failing. Katsu, what are you doing? Mrs. Bakugou called with amusement at Bakugou's inability to catch his own son. This little... Bakugou puffed, finally catching Chisuki by a leg and lifting him up gently from behind the couch. Weren't like... he wheezed. You're way out of shape, babe. You need to work out a bit. His wife jeered at Bakugou trying to catch his breath after climbing all over the furniture after Chisuki. Shut up, he huffed, a little red in the face from all the exertion. He flipped Chisuki the right way up and blew a raspberry on his cheek before putting him down and patting him on the bottom towards his mum before flopping down on the lounge. Come here, my little Hocky, let's get you ready for your party, Mrs. Bakugou said. Chisuki obeyed beautifully, and in a matter of seconds he was in his cute little cotton suit and looking very gorgeous indeed. Bakugou just looked bewildered. How did you just get him to come to you like that? He said with amazement. Because I'm the mum, she replied with a wink. Bakugou clicked his tongue against his teeth and looked away, embarrassed but proud of his wife's ability to command his boy. So who's coming today? He asked gruffly, changing the subject. The Todoroki family. Bakugou groaned. The Kirishima family? Bakugou nodded. And Kaminari. Why that dunce face? Bakugou said. Be nice, Katsu. He's your friend. He loves our little boy and he was so excited to be involved, she said sternly with her brows furrowed. Bakugou scowled but didn't say anything. Okay, let me just check the food in the kitchen, then we should all be set and ready to go, Mrs. Bakugou said brightly, immediately distracted by the happiest little event that was soon to take place. Her little boy was turning 1. Just then the doorbell rang. Got it! Bakugou yelled as he pulled himself up from the lounge and picked up Chisuki to carry him to the door. Let's see who it is, Hocky, he said as he opened the door. Bakugou, Shoto said formally with a slight head nod. Bakugou scowled and grunted. We're here, Jem called past Bakugou to where she knew his wife would be in the kitchen. Ah, is that you, Jem? Come on in, Mrs. Bakugou called from the kitchen. Shoto smirked and using his free hand that wasn't holding Soshi, pushed Bakugou aside so they could enter. Bakugou was seething, but he stepped back and held his tongue. Just then, Yu, Kiri, Jinsei, carried by Kaminari, arrived, and Bakugou brightened slightly when he saw Kiri. Bakugou and Kirishima had been close in high school, and Kiri had always had this ability to be able to calm Bakugou. "Hey, bro," Kirishima called brightly to Bakugou, pulling him in by one hand for a shoulder bump when he got close enough. "Hey there, big boy," he said happily to Chisuki. "You're the big 01 today." Chisuki looked at Kiri, then up to his dad, and then back to Kiri and smiled. Bakugou caught his boy smiling and smirked. "He knows a good guy when he sees one," he thought. "Sup, dude?" Kaminari said, holding Jinsei in his arms. "Hey," Bakugou said with a little upward head nod. Then he turned his attention to Jinsei. "Your girl has grown, Kiri," he commented. "Little cutie, actually." "I'm surprised you'd say something so nice," Kiri jeered playfully. "Shut up," Bakugou huffed while Kiri and Kaminari laughed. "Come in, guys," Mrs. Bakugou called from the kitchen. She had heard voices from the front door. While the boys teased each other, Chisuki and Jinsei eyed each other from the safety of their carers' arms. Little did they know that today would be the start of something exciting between them. Ooh, ship time. Is it going to be Ginny and Chi, or Hocky, or is it going to be Ginny and Soshi?